Rock Metal Podcast, Episode 3 with Haddah. Alright guys, I am recording, so we're all ready to go. Boom, Rock Metal Nation, I've got on the line today Haddah, a seriously brutal heavy metal band from Italy, and I am super stoked to have them on today. Today I'm joined by members of Haddah, Alessandro, Francesca. Alessandro, welcome to the show, guys.
Thank you, and rock on.
Why don't you guys tell Rock Nation a bit about yourselves?
Okay, I'm Alessandro. I'm the guitarist, the first guitarist of Haddah. We are a melodic death metal band and from Italy, and we are playing from 2001, from the year 2001. She's Francesca on vocals. Female vocals, and Alessandro on growl, stream, and male vocals. If you want to say something, you already said. I like to speak a lot or too much. Maybe if I'm speaking too much, you can stop me.
Sure thing. Well, I mean, like if you guys like long walks on the beach, or maybe you're in Aries, or I mean, who knows? What are some fun tidbits for the people listening in, right?
So,
what inspired you guys to pursue music?
Well, maybe I can answer this one. I personally like very much music, every kind of music, since when I was a child, and it is automatic that a person who likes music starts playing music. And metal music is kind of difficult to approach, but we like metal music. We really like metal music, and so that's all. You like music, you play music. At least me.
I think the same, because I started to listen to metal some years ago, and I think that after good listening, you want to start to play guitar. So you go to the shop to buy a guitar and you start to play
and you play awfully.
Okay. And you want to play Patera, Metallica, because they are cool, and you want to play the riff.
You play awfully, and then little by little you start play better,
and you want to search some other crazy people for play with together. And make a new band by yourself. So I think that this is the explanation for this.
As you can see, she can talk. You can't talk at all.
They don't let me talk.
She's just there wearing the shirt. That's all, right? That's it. Just wearing the shirt.
Yeah, I'm here.
Exactly. We'll put you in the middle in front of the case of the CDs.
I'm here.
Because so we can follow through the plane.
Don't you worry about a thing. We won't ask you a single question. It's okay. But I mean, that covers a lot of things, right? If we like music, and not just going into liking music, but loving music, it's a part of your soul, then it's just, like Alessandro said, it's automatic. You're going to play music, and I think there's a particular draw to metal music, which is almost hard to describe. I've just always myself been driven. The first time I heard Metallica, I was floored. I was like, what is this? And how can I get more of it? And just ever since then, I've been really big into metal myself, right? And another comment that was made is like, well, yeah, you go in, you get a guitar or whatever it is that you get, and you start playing or singing or whatever, and sure, at first it might be a little awful, but then little by little you get better and better, and it's part of the path, I think, that's very difficult for a lot of people is, I've been playing the guitar for over 20 years now, and people are like, oh man, how do I get to that level? I'm like, well, you could start practicing every day.
That's a good idea.
But, I'm saying, like 20 years happens after 20 years, and all I can tell you is I practice a lot. So, I mean, what else is there to say? Francesca, do you have anything to say? Anything?
You already said everything.
I can only say that I fall in love with the main riff of the song called A New Level from Pantera. So, I want to make the same one. So I buy this electric guitar, I down tune my my strings and go to for every day.
Always down tune the strings.
Always
more and more,
down
more and more.
to make stronger my sound. My father, my mother, stop, please stop. And but,
Shut up, man.
I think, as you told that to start to play is the love for this music. Only love.
There's another thing I think about the nice part of metal music is that once you like it, you want more, always more and more of metal music and more heavier and heavier and heavier and heavier. So you start with Pantera, Metallica, then you arrive to Cannibal Corpse, Behemoth.
Yeah, sure.
It's a thing that I like very much of metal music, and this is a part of the thing that introduced myself into playing music, into singing this music.
Fantastic, yeah.
My English is awful, but I'm sorry, but it is.
Hey, so what's the story behind how you guys met, and maybe just the current formation, or the main driving force behind the band, like maybe the main songwriters? What's the story behind Haddah coming together?
So I can answer because I'm the founder. I'm one of the founder members. Me and the other guitarist Fabio are the only founder member. We was friends from when we was a child. Children. So we decided, me on guitar, him on guitar, and we after some exchange of lineup, we started to play together in 2001. And after some recording of demos with all members, and we and some after exchange of people, because as we say, it's a hard way. It's not simple to go to this way of metal. So some people left the band, and in 2009 there were only me and Fabio, and we were searching for a new bassist, Francesco. He was a classical friend of friends. So we knew that he was playing bass guitar, and so we contacted him and play together. After this, we found the other members in the typical way. So we read notice websites, on papers, on internet, and we found Alessandro and Marcello on drums. With five-member band, we record our first length, To the Gates of Evangelia. After this album, this is a good album, but not so personal. So we wanted to make this more personal, more.
We wanted to add something
new, something different
to the sound, something that we even we didn't know what.
I didn't know what, but something new, not only standard death metal, but something different from the other death metal bands. Because here there are a lot of metal bands, traditional death metal bands. So we were searching for a pianist or someone on backing vocals for samples. So I was simply reading some notices, and I see a notice from a girl that was searching for a melody.
Yeah, me.
Oh, wow, all right.
I have a tongue.
So we contacted her. We make some jam sessions, and I said, "Wow."
Okay, you're in.
You're in.
Yummy.
Because it's a very nice idea. Male vocals, brutal vocals, but also female brutal vocals and clean vocals in some tracks, but a little clean vocals, better go less clean vocals. So this is the story of Haddah from beginning to today.
And she's just still sitting there. I don't know. It's weird. It's crazy, right? She's just.
So she's very young, and
She's only 18. Little girl.
18. Oh, all
yeah,
right.
I guess she's a teenager.
Just a little youngin. Oh man. Well, the thing is, like, a lot of younger talent has much more availability to technology and things that, you know, when I was 18 just didn't have access to, and shit. It's just gonna keep getting faster and faster as time goes on, right? But like back when I was 18, we didn't have GarageBand to record stuff in. We actually had to go get a 4-track and like actually record. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's one of those things. So I really liked how the story started. You said in 2001 and continued on to 2009. I think it's a really good message that when you start something, you stick with it, because it's not just going to happen overnight by any means. And looking for great people to have join you, and especially having that partnership, Alessandro, that you were talking about with Fabio. I just keep thinking, like, that's amazing. His name is Fabio. You guys are like, what? Who cares? Fabio is a regular name, but like, I don't know. In North America, anyway, Fabio is like this like beautiful guy who's got long wispy hair, and I don't know, one of those things. I don't know if you guys have seen. Probably not. I'll just send you. There's commercials that used to air here in North America in the '90s with a guy named Fabio, the model Fabio with the long hair, and I think that's probably where it all started. But there's a guy who's like a pretty boy. We're like, oh, Fabio's showing up to the thing, right? So I'm sure he's very good looking. You're Fabio. I'm sure that he.
It is. You can ask to her.
And yeah, then looking for a way to differentiate yourselves, which is totally important in marketing you guys for if there's a lot of metal bands in your area, a lot of metal bands in general, how can you be different? Well, you find a Francesca, and then you just, boom, put her right in between you guys, and then just, it's taken care of from there, right?
It doesn't seem, but Francesca changes a lot in our sound. It doesn't seem because she's very quiet, but she changes a lot.
On stage,
I'm quiet, but not on stage.
Right. I wasn't so sure that in the beginning that I could possibly like to have another vocalist beside me. I wasn't sure, but then we tried together, and it's simply fantastic. You sing and you write lyrics, you write songs in two minds working together. A lot of things comes from this brainstorming that alone you can't do it, and it's simply fantastic. She changed everything. She continues to change everything, and she's simply amazing. Even if she's quiet, she's very shy.
Oh, well, I think a lot of us are. I mean, I was recently reading a Jay-Z biography, and I didn't think that he would be shy, but it turns out Jay-Z's incredibly shy and was very introverted all throughout his being a kid, and pretty much still is. And I don't know, I think it's just like a creative side that comes out of us that allows us to perform on stage and things like that, but in the interim we're very quiet so that we can actually write the material that we're going to perform. I think it's a nice balance, personally, as I've thought of it. What inspired the name of the band, Haddah? That guy. All right, let's talk to that guy.
So Haddah is a fantasy name, but there is a short story about this name, because the founder member, me, Fabio, and the other, was living in a little town near a river called Haddah, but written in a different way. Haddah is A-D-D-A. So this place is not the typical Italian place, because in the typical Italian place, I think that foreigner they think all about the sea, the pizza, all people happy, mandolino, and I know the sea, the sun, but this place is not so. This place is famous for the fog, for the rain, for the humidity. The people are unfriendly, and it's an industrial town with a lot of factories, and the sky is ever gray. So I think that the frustration of every day, our anger, and we was teenagers, so our energy was make us to do our metal with the playing. So
we are just like the Norwegian.
this is attributed to our origin. So Haddah is this river, but this is the name is attributed to our place of origin. But we add the two H because it's cool. Haddah with the two H, it's metal. You can draw it in many different ways. All are cool because it's a palindrome word. This is a simple story, but I think that
the origin of the name itself.
Yes. So no esoteric meaning or different meaning. Only this. The attribute to our origins.
Awesome. Okay. Yeah. No, it's as you were describing the city, which is not at all what I would consider. Like when I think of, I've never been to Italy personally, but when I think of Italy, I don't think of like gray and fog and rain. And like factories, I guess, I don't know, one of those things. But every country has an industrial sector, right?
An happy town. Because it's called Lodi. You can see Lodi in the Google, but you can see some shoot on Google, but it isn't the typical Italian environment.
But they were very smart, because when they shoot the images that you can find on Google, it was... the sun everywhere,
but only with Photoshop.
They took the only day with sun. Shoot all the photos.
Yeah, so
I don't know. It looks pretty to me. There's a river in Subria.
In Subria, where is?
Where is? I don't know.
Is in the north of Italy, in Subria.
Oh. Oh, okay. For some reason, it came up as river. Haddah River.
We are 50 kilometers from island.
Okay. Yeah, it's showing like Terano.
Terano.
And Crespi de Haddah.
Yeah.
Nearby. We are nearby.
Nearby. Fantastic. All right. It reminds me of a city here in Canada called Hamilton, and they're definitely growing and changing a lot. But they were a large industrial city for a long time, called the City of Steel because of how much they produce. And actually, not so coincidentally, the City of Steel produces a lot of metal bands. So very, I found a lot of common ground with that one. And adding the H's, well, you need H's, so you might as well put one on each end, and then you're set to go. When you guys write songs, what's that like? What's that process like when you guys write songs?
We start in the simplest way. We
start in frustrating ourselves.
So
that's not true.
I was gonna say, anger is metal, so you just get angry, and then you got metal. So
he understands me.
Except for Francesca, she smiles too much. Well, Alessandro smiles too much as well, which is just entirely at metal. But
metal people, unhappy people. So we start ever from a guitar riff. Yes. But every one of us can have an idea, because we search for a melody before of all, because every song starts with a good melody, and after this we can write some riff. I can write, but also the other Alessandro, Francesca, also if have ideas, can write guitar melodies or guitar riff. We use a software that you can write some tabs. And also we have a system that permit to share what I wrote. So if I wrote from my home, Alessandro from his home or from the rehearsal studio can read and what I wrote.
I can read, edit everything. So it's
Yes.
it's
Yeah,
really
everybody participate.
Wow! She's so awesome.
Sure. Yeah, but I have to fight, so.
So you have to explain next of this.
No. No, go.
Live.
So we all contribute to
Yeah.
the writing process, and when we have a song almost finished, we start to they start to write
Right,
lyrics, to think about melodic lines and
vocal lines,
vocal
the
lines.
argument, and all the things that concerns lyrics. And that's pretty much how a song of ours born. And it's a really simple way.
We try to when the track is almost finished, we begin to play together because if it's not finished, we can't play together. Only
And that's the backtracking of the song itself.
Yes.
We can find some mistakes that we didn't notice before. We start to say, oh yeah, that part sounds better if you change this note with this. This part of drums, I'd like to do it in this way and not that way. So there is where backtracking begins.
the rehearsals.
And there is also where the song is completed.
But we make some changes.
But
Also-
the song is never completed.
It's not complete because it's finished only when we record it.
Yeah. Right.
Maybe you discover that her English is better than mine.
Maybe.
Maybe.
But we don't.
We
And-
never know
Yeah.
because you won't talk.
And so the song is finished only when we record it.
And this is also not true because the World Wars had changes. The World Wars is
After
another
recording.
of our songs. Had changes even if it was already recorded.
Yes.
Little changes. But you spoke, you didn't spoke the truth. Okay. That's enough.
Okay,
Now
it looks like Francesca wants to say something. Like she's just trying to just say something. Are you trying to say something?
No.
No? Okay, of course not. Of course not.
Right? Can I exit?
But no, I love that, having a system so that you guys don't have to be together all the time, right? You can just send something in your own personal spaces. You can look at it, and you've got shared software, so you can take a look at it. And as well, I always call it letting the speakers tell you what it is that you couldn't hear while you're in the middle of it. You know, you record it, track it, listen to it. It's not final, but because you can hear it coming out of your car stereo or your iPod or whatever, you can now hear it from a different perspective. And so now you can go, all right, cool. You know what? Actually, I think it would sound better if we slowed it down or sped it up, or if we moved this here over there. This makes it so much easier, what I call letting the speakers tell you what you can't hear, which I think is one of the more inspiring things. So let's go ahead and listen to the first song, Immortal Soul of the Conqueror God. right, coming back from that brutal track, Immortal Soul of the Conqueror God, let's go ahead and talk about that. What was the inspiration behind that? And Francesca, feel free to just, embellish. Just go on for like the next 5 minutes and what.
I have something to say, I'll say.
You could say that this is the first
Yeah,
song
this is the first song where
we-
I was with him writing the lyrics. Yeah.
Oh,
For the first time, the only one in the EP.
yeah, because all the other lyrics of the other tracks of the EP, Paths to the Front, were already written by myself, and then
Yeah.
exactly, and then adapted in English, adapted in 2 different voices. The Immortal Soul of the Conqueror God was the first song we wrote together, and the inspiration of this song, I can talk about the lyrics. I don't know of the instrumental part. He will answer this. But
It's more interesting the lyrics that instrumental.
yeah, I don't know. And this song talks about Alexander the Great. And why? Because I really like that part of human history, and I think that Alexander the Great was the greatest conqueror of all time. He conquered most of the known land of that time, and he was able to make all people Greek, even if they
The unified country.
exactly. Even if there were many different people in his empire, and that's the original inspiration. I said to me, why not write a song about him? And I started thinking about what to talk about of Alexander the Great in that song. Francesca helped me a lot, and it all came together and in a very simple way. We didn't even notice that we were writing such a beautiful song in lyrics, because I think this is a very nice song. The lyrics are very nice. It is a real tribute to Alexander the Great. And from this inspiration in the lyrics, I think the instrumental part came along. The song is full with we can call them epic riffs, epic melody. Even the clean vocals in the chorus remind some sort of epic tales. So it's all
The battle from the beat.
yeah.
Wow.
Yes, let's put it that way. Begin the battle. Begin the battle. Stop
already for war.
We're ready for war. Go. That's the inspiration, I think. It's the center of all the things that goes around this song. And I don't know if I explain it well, but I hope so.
Well, I mean, Alexander the Great is not a topic that a lot of metal bands write about, so I think it's incredibly unique, and then wanting to throw in parts that are both melodic and epic, I think, is just orchestrating it correctly, because, well, he was an epic guy, trained by Aristotle, if I'm not mistaken, so he was a very strategic thinker and had incredible philosophical ideas, knew that he was better than his dad, flat out threw his dad on his ass, and then after his dad was out of the picture, just took over and far surpassed what it was that his dad did, which at the time, what his dad did was actually quite impressive. So, I mean, it's quite the guy to write a song about, and especially where you guys are at, it's probably pretty personal a little bit too, because I think he was in that area as well, if I remember correctly. And, boom, any other thoughts on Immortal Soul of the Conqueror God, a.k.a. Alexander the Great.
AKA. Yeah, the Immortal Soul of the Conqueror God, because he considered himself a god. In Egypt, he was the pharaoh. He was a god on earth. So he considered himself a god. Immortal soul because his soul for his deeds, his soul is eternal, is immortal. Conqueror God because he conquered everything. He conquered everything.
All Europe and all Africa united.
No. Africa just a little.
No.
And Antarctica. He conquered Antarctica, too.
Okay, but this is the meaning of the title. So, here's the song you listened before.
Cool beans. All right. Let's go ahead and listen to Witness the Empty Thrones of Space and Time. right, so coming back from Witness the Empty Thrones of Space and Time, let's go ahead and hear what is going on with this track. What's the inspiration behind it?
Well,
I wasn't even here.
Oh, you know what? Then, how do I say this? I'm not trying to be rude, but maybe just let the guys talk?
Talk. Speak. I can't speak all by myself.
Yeah.
Okay, I speak all by myself. This track, as you have heard, is different from the other one. This is kind of almost black metal music. It's more Norwegian, Swedish. And why? Because I'm a blackster. I really love black metal, and I wanted to add some black parts in our songs, but they didn't want. Alessandro, Fabio, Marcello, Francesco, they didn't want. They censored me. But they tried it. At least at last I convinced them. And we wrote a song that it's almost black metal. And why Witness the Empty Thrones of Space and Time? Well, because my mind is distorted. I really like...
He's crazy.
I'm crazy. That's the way I am. I really like things about the dimensions of space, time, how humanity can imagine space and time. They try, but they not completely understand these dimensions. And I decided to write lyrics about this topic. And the song talks about a fantasy story. It's completely was completely invented by me. Talks about the beginning of the universe itself, the birth of space, the birth of time, the fact that these two dimensions were distorted. There were chaos everywhere. So a superior life form decided to put two thrones and put two kings on each one of them, a king on each one of them, the king of space and the king of time. In that way, they could control these two dimensions and make harmony in the universe, so life could possibly born.
Slightly different.
It's kind of different. And then the story goes on. Life does the birth of life itself. Intelligent life forms that understand what's behind all this harmony decided to conquer the two thrones. Don't ask me why, because I don't know myself.
There's just more conquering going on.
Exactly.
Because conquering is metal.
And they conquered the two thrones. They hardly conquered the two thrones, but they conquered at last. And then chaos begins again. Chaos spreads everywhere, and that's the end of the story. That's the I thought it as the sacred birth of the universe. You know, it's all my mind started crazy.
No big deal. Just a Sunday chat about the creation of the universe. You're like, whatever, you know.
Yeah, and the good thing on writing fantasy and adventure story is that you can do everything, more or less. Your characters can do everything because you wanted so. No one can tell you, but you cannot do that. Why? I invented that imaginary space. It can do everything. If I want if I want them to do a Kamehameha, they could do a Kamehameha. I don't care. That's the fun thing on writing invented story. Even if they are based on real facts. And it's simply amazing. I really love to write lyrics and to write in general. And I enjoyed really much writing this song. I think they enjoyed too in writing the instrumental part because he will never admit, but he's a Blackster too in his heart.
No, so when he asked to us to write some black metal guitar riffs, we said no because we are not black metal.
We're not Norwegian. We're Italian.
But when Francesca entered the band, we were searching for something new, so we wrote this black metal song instrument. The instrument part of the song is black metal main riff, and we told to him, we have a present for you. A black metal song for you.
It's Christmas already.
It's Christmas. And the goal was also wrote a very extreme song for us because it's very, very, very extreme for our sound. And
very fast.
It's very fast, and have female vocals also. Because female vocals on a more and more extreme song was a very
everybody's screaming.
And so I think that, but I think that the experiment was going well because it's a very, very good song, and I enjoy very much to play it on stage, maybe more than other old songs.
Bravo!
Bravo!
Bravo indeed. All right, my friends, a really quick question for you guys. What advice might you have for any musicians listening in on Rock Metal Nation right now who are planning on getting started, maybe by themselves or in a band? What kind of advice would you guys have for them?
This is kind of difficult.
Yeah, it's difficult to say.
So
it is difficult because we are not famous people. We play from sometimes, but who we are to give advices to other people? So maybe some little advices we can offer to them. I think the most important thing is that if you start a band, it is because you like music. That's the first thing.
not for money, not for
money, because you like music. So the first thing is you start a band, you play in a band, have fun, enjoy your band, and don't think about making big money. Don't think to be paid in every pub you play or in every gig because it isn't so. You have no one in this universe of underground metal bands. Unfortunately, you have no one. We have no one. Why should you be paid? Of course, if you get paid, wow, this is great. But it isn't the common thing. So play with your friends, play the music you love, have fun, enjoy it, and don't think of these things. Because if you have fun, if you enjoy playing your music, all the other things will come along together with time.
The perseverance. There are a lot of people that say,
just believe,
believe, because a lot of people will say to you, that metal is not pop music, it is hard to listen because
how could you listen to this kind of music? It is only they say it's only noise. It's only noise. Especially here in Italy. So it won't be easy, but just believe and continue to play the music you love. That's the only advice I could possibly give to other people.
The fun is the first satisfaction, and all the other aspects will arrive in a second time. If you have a good music, someone will listen to you, and we said that can become a fan for music is the very first satisfaction.
If you play good music, if you how can I say? If you play, your music in a good way, so you don't have to be Metallica or Iron Maiden, but if you play your music and you play it well, and you play it enjoying it, the people who see you play that will enjoy that. They will have fun too. So they will maybe check your Facebook page, check your recordings, and they could possibly become your fan. One by one, you could possibly have 20 fans in 2 years, but it's something. It's a satisfaction, and that's all. Just have fun.
Yes, but if you are looking for, I'm joking.
All right, everybody, shh. And then
Shut up. If you are looking for money, just money, you will be always disappointed by the event. Nowadays, it's very difficult to become someone. Yeah, it could be, but it's difficult. Just this.
all right, I definitely have fun, enjoy your band, don't think about the money. I can't tell you how many people I've worked with and who think that they should get paid big money. It's like, well, like Alessandro said, well, who are you that you should get paid big money? Like seriously, like get in line with all the other currently unknown bands. I think that's a really difficult concept for people to understand. Is right now you are unknown. Right now nobody knows who you are. So until you can command the audience that would generate the ticket sales to command the kind of money, right? It's all math. It's all business. But I think a lot of times people get caught up in the emotions of, well, it feels like I should make more money. Okay, well, feelings don't get deposited into the bank. Money does. So how are you going to generate that money? Right. Like, one of the biggest negotiating things I've ever heard. Well, I feel like I should make more money. Well, that's great, but we don't sell feelings or buy feelings. We sell and buy. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, it's one of those things. No, definitely good points from all of you. Biggest thing is definitely have fun, enjoy what you're doing, and don't think about that money. But obviously, continue to get better and better and better. And if you want to treat it as a business, then obviously start learning about business so that you know how to handle it properly. Because if you don't, other people who do know about business are definitely going to handle it in a way that you're not going to like. So, what exciting news does Haddah have coming up for Rock Metal Nation?
Exciting news. Well, I think the only news is that we are working on new songs to write and record someday a new album, a new full length. New album, a new album, a new full length, and the other news that even they don't know is that this album will be a concept album. This is also news for me. It will be a concept album regarding the title of the tracks, because in the EP Pets in the Frost, the title are this length. Immortal soul of the Conqueror God, witness the empty thrones of space and time. Because in that period I like to explain almost everything of the song in the title itself. But this time I would like to approach with an hermetic way. I don't know how to say. In Italian is hermetismo. I don't know in English what's the translation. But I would like to.
I confess that it is crazy.
I would like to write titles of a single word. Each song will have a title of one word. And that will be fascinating because with one word, you could imagine many different meanings of the song before reading the lyrics. And that's the thing that fascinates pretty much me. So we are writing a new album. I don't know when it will come out, when it will be recorded, but it will be a concept album.
All right, that sent me on a whole Google search that I don't know what. Hermetismo, is that what you said?
Hermetismo, sí. Yes.
Okay, so then that comes up as hermetism, and I'm like, what is hermetism? So then I go to the dictionary.
It's I will try to explain better. It's a kind of poetic writing that with just a few words, maybe 2-3 words, you explain an argument far way bigger, but only with few words. You leave interpretation to the reader itself.
Boom. I love it. All right, so you got some new songs coming in the works with some, I'm going to try and say this adverbally, hermetical writings or hermetismo writings as well.
Just don't say it.
Exactly. Just don't use the word that I will now try to interject into everything that I do today. So, well, guys, if you were to do that, hermetically, then it would just make more sense, wouldn't it? It'd be more concise, succinct. It sounds like concise and succinct, things like that in English. But anyway, exciting news, you guys. We're going to do. I've got some new songs coming down the pipeline. How can Rock Metal Nation find out more about you and your work?
On Facebook,
we have a Facebook page.
On www.haddah with 3h.it, and on Instagram you can find us on YouTube, and
we're everywhere.
kind of everywhere on the web. When we have news for other people, it's always in every social. Yes, Facebook, Twitter, also Twitter. Our personal website, and you can find us pretty much everywhere. We are everywhere.
Everywhere. So metal. All right, so to Rock Metal Nation, go ahead and go to Haddah.it, spelled HADDAH.it, and you'll get all of the links that you can connect with them on your favorite social media site, whether that's Facebook, Twitter, or you said Instagram as well, correct? Boom. Yeah. Okay. Thank you, Gilly, so much for coming on to the show. Definitely appreciate having you on. Unless there's anything else you want to throw out there, I just wanted to say thank you for taking your time to share your creativity with Rock Metal Nation.
Thank you. Thank you very much. We were honored to have an interview in English because it's not a common thing to us. But it was fun and it was great. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much for your time.